Start passing it around. I need you all to do something, but we'll pass it around first. Here we go. Yes. It's a jumping pencil. Okay? And here we are. Okay. Now, what I'd like everybody to do, please, is put everything down on your desk. Okay? Put everything down on your desk. Everybody stand up. Okay, everybody stand up, please. Stand up. Now, with the exception of JJ, who's filming, no, you can stand up. You can stand up. You still have one hand free, so.
Okay.
All right. So everybody, put your hands up in the air. Okay. Wiggle your fingers. Your fingers. Okay. Get in there. 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 Okay. Touch your toes. Okay. Stand back up. Sit down. Okay. Now I'm not the only one that looks silly, so we're good.
That's a good one. I'm going to do that at the beginning of the year next year.
Great. Okay. My name is Dale Thomas, and I reviewed the book, Engaging Young Readers, edited by Baker, Dreher, and Guthrie. It was published in the year 2000 by Guilford Press. Interestingly enough, the editors were all from the University of Maryland, and the majority of the contributors were from the University of Maryland. In a sentence, I would say that this book is a resource on how to get kids motivated on reading, for reading, and what skills they can acquire in order to do that. I chose the book because I hope to work with children, specifically in Japan, but children anywhere, elementary age. And I thought, engaging young readers, young, okay, this is the book for me. I also thought the presentation of the book was pretty good. It's got a cute kid in the front, so that certainly helped, get my attention. So I thought that was good. The level is pretty obvious from the title. It is for younger readers, elementary school age children, and inside it says itself that it's for such. It also states in the book that it was written for people like us, graduate students on through. Experienced teachers, and it doesn't use a whole lot of research jargon. It tries to present it in a very usable fashion. That said, there are 14 chapters. It's a pretty thick book, and it tries to attack the problem of getting kids to read, wanting to read from several different ways. How can you create a classroom library? How can you get kids help at home? You get their parents involved. How can you as a teacher be engaged? You should be engaged as a reader, et cetera, et cetera. How to use technology, how to use vocabulary, on and on and on. How to help kids with difficulty reading, et cetera. And so from that, it's a pretty good book. I would recommend the book, however, with hesitation, because a lot of your books have instant guides, to instant activities to use in the classroom. And this doesn't have that. This is very academic. It's great. It has a lot of useful information, very helpful information, but you have to take the time to apply it. And so that's why I gave it a rating of a 3. You can go through and choose one of the chapters and pick it out right away. You can find out what your problem is. It's nicely chunked for that, but for instant access on activities and such, you're not going to get it from this. So that's why I gave it a 3. I thought it was fair. Other than that, are there any questions? Yes.
You said it doesn't give lesson ideas. Does it still give you, I guess, pathways to how to engage your young readers?
Oh, sure.
Okay, yeah. But it doesn't specifically say this is a lesson you can use in your classroom.
Right.
It's more...
Right. Examples from both real life and pop culture.
Okay.
One of the things I liked in chapter 3, at page 44 to be exact, it's one of my favorites. It mentioned Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes, and a particular a panel where his teacher asks him about Lexington. It's a comic strip that about a little boy and his imaginary tiger, and it did a lot on social commentary. I have tons of books. I'll bring them in sometime. Anyway, the teacher asks him something about the American Revolution, and he just freezes, and he's like, well, It's kind of hard to answer that question. My cerebellum is fused, you know. And I think this book is really great for helping you to understand where kids are coming from, to put yourself in their shoes. But for instant access, no, it's not real great for that. It's great, you know, for understanding, great for the pathways, as you said, but for, you know, instant activities, no.
So a good read, but not necessarily a resource, a go-to resource.
A go-to resource in the beginning of your planning, but not for, you know, if you need something right away,
yeah.
not instant, no. Yes, Maria?
I guess I'm just curious about the style of the book. You said that there's no research jargon, but it's academic. Could you explain that a little bit?
Basically, the book is written by a bunch of professors, again, mainly from the University of Maryland. I guess they all got together and said, hey, let's write a book. But they have other professors as well. And so it's academic in the sense that they present the research. They have tons of references in each chapter. But it's not, again, you have to read it. You really have to take the time to spend with it. You know, you can't just read it and, oh, I've got it. And you really got to take the time. I must have read through things several times in order to get it. It's like Shakespeare, not like Dr. Seuss. It's the best way I can explain it. So.
Okay.
I was going to say, was there anything in the book that really struck you as something new? I mean, because we've been in TESOL classes for almost a year. Was there anything that would be interesting, would be new for us, or was?
Yes, I thought chapter 12, the chapter on engaging parents at home, I thought was very, very useful, because a lot of it in our TESOL classes, we haven't heard a whole lot about that. At least I don't remember hearing a whole lot about that. And in other activities where, you know, I work with kids at church or you know, other activities, you know, they say, well, don't expect to be, you know, get a whole lot of support from home. And you hear that even here in our classes, don't expect to get a whole lot of support from home. And yet this gives you ideas on how to respectfully approach them and get the parents engaged. So I really, really like that. Going to Japan, I'm going to have to modify that, you know, for different cultural reasons, but I still think the ideas are pretty universal. So, yeah. Any other questions? No? Okay, please.